Hey, Milky here, back again with another one. Sometimes in this game, in MarvelSNAP, you got to remember to have fun. So today we have a super fun deck, which actually does quite well, surprisingly. It's a deck that I put together. It's a themed deck, and I love doing these themed decks. So if you've got any suggestions, throw them in the comments. I'd love to hear what you're thinking. Today we're doing a Guardians of the Galaxy deck. It's a themed deck around all of the Guardians of the Galaxy that we know from the movies and the comics. We've got all of the cards in there. We've also got some supplementary cards because we don't have all of the Guardians or cards around that. We've tried to do our best to stay on theme, but we've also got some combo pieces which work quite well with it as well. All right, let's go ahead and jump in and take a look at the cards that I've included in this deck. All right, so this is our Guardians of the Galaxy deck. We've got lots of the characters from the movie in this deck, and they actually do really well together. They complement each other in the way that they you build a deck around them, but we've also got some supplementary cards which maybe aren't thematically exactly based around the movie, but they combo well with pieces in the deck, and we've tried to keep it, with that Asgardian kind of theme as well. So we did our best, and this is what we've kind of landed on. First up, we've got some strong 1-drops with Mantis being able to potentially steal some card draw from your opponent and pull a card out of their deck if you're able to get the on-reveal ability. And then we have this whole theme of the Guardians of the Galaxy cards where we've got Rocket Raccoon, and we've got Star-Lord, and we've got Groot, also Drax, and lastly, we have Gamora. And all of these cards are based around on-reveal abilities, which add power to themselves if you're able to successfully guess where your opponent's playing cards and kind of play in the same location at that point in time. So being able to guess where your opponent is going to play or read your opponent and their turns is really important with this deck, and probably one of the main skills that you can have when playing the Guardians deck for sure. We have Adam Warlock in the deck. So Adam Warlock's a pool 3 card that comes into the mix. He's actually an interesting one to include here, and I think because you've got pretty strong early game with this deck, and often that's where you start to set up the game, is in the early game if you're able to guess on reveals and things like that. Adam Warlock can do quite well, and I've had some pretty good success with actually getting a lot of card draw with him. Now, the big downside to Adam Warlock is that he has no power, but card draw in this game, especially draw from your own deck, is absolutely insane. So that's why he's kind of built that way. But I've found a use for him in this deck, and he's done really well for me. Outside of the main Guardians of the Galaxy cards, we have Storm. Storm works really well, particularly with Drax in this deck. You have a solid kind of combo in terms of being able to play Storm and then being able to play Drax. Works in a similar way to Storm and Jessica Jones. But I just like having Drax in the deck because he complements the theme of it. He does pretty well as well, and you can kind of shut down your opponent or potentially have a big, strong power push to that location if you're able to get the on-reveal ability going. He does quite well. Next up, we have Captain America, and Captain America does quite well because you play lots of cards onto the board with the Guardians of the Galaxy deck. He does kind of well. I don't think he's an amazing addition to this deck, but I think for the most part, you're going to get near to full value out of him in most games. He's not going to be played all the time, but also he offers a little bit of a point of difference being an ongoing card as opposed to all the on-reveal cards we have in the deck. We've also got Thor, and he kind of fits into that as Guardians of the Galaxy, but he's a really strong card to pair with potentially with Storm or other cards where you're going to be able to slam him on a location and potentially buff him up later on in the game. He's just something for your opponent to think about and play around. So I think he does really, really well. Also, we just picked up this variant. How sweet is it? Last 2 cards in the deck we have are Jane Foster. So continuing on with the Asgardian kind of theme. She combos really, really well with Thor, being able to pull Mjolnir out of the deck and get that buff going on. For sometimes you won't find that you're playing her. There's obviously stronger play lines if you don't have Thor out on the board. But she's just another thing to play, which has got solid power in itself and complements other parts of the deck. Lastly, we have Odin, and if you're slamming Odin onto a on-reveal location or a location where you've got lots of those on-reveal abilities and you're able to double down on all that, you can get some massive power on the final turns of the game. There's not too much other utility for him outside of reactivating those on-reveal abilities coming from the Guardians, but he does well in this deck, and I think he's definitely a good inclusion for sure. All right, that's it. And as I mentioned, this deck is all about having some fun, enjoying playing some of the combo cards and pieces of a themed deck that can actually do quite well. We're actually very, very surprised how well this did in the gameplay. So let's go ahead and jump in and I'll showcase some of that gameplay right now. As always, we're playing at infinite rank, versing for the most part full collections in pool 3. Jumping in this one, Wakandan Embassy straight off the bat, so not too bad for us actually. This Gamora could be pretty big at the end. Got Storm and Thor in hand for some early shenanigans. Storm's actually pretty good with Thor. Definitely like to see that combo. Strange Academy, okay. Pretty interesting. Captain America. Look, we've got some early plays here. We did miss a lot of our early game though. I think I want to get Thor out here. So I might storm this location next turn. I could storm and we got some options, right? We got Jane Foster in hand. I think I like storming Strange Academy. I think I like that. I feel like that lizard location was a bait. Yeah, we have so many on reveal cards in our deck. I think we're glad we're avoiding that one. This is Polaris. We get Yellow Jacket, so he definitely got the better roll there for sure. Maybe we just roll out Mantis here. We could also Storm here. I don't know how I feel about that one. Storm into Gamora? That could be interesting, actually. I actually don't mind that one. Maybe Storm, Mantis, Gamora. But is Strange Academy gonna cause some issues later on? Let's just Storm here, and we'll go like this. And this is gonna be okay.
Wind, aid my hand.
So we have Jane Foster. We stole his Captain America. Okay. So a lot of Captain America power going on here. The question is, does he play in here? Because this is just the better play if we don't think he does. We're gonna give it a go. Let's see how we go. It'd be nice to draw Mjolnir regardless, but maybe we could have played the Jane Foster this turn. We could have gone Jane Foster, Gamora next turn. Then we guarantee Mjolnir comes to hand. But in the end, didn't matter. So he's got this is a Destroyer deck. Spectrum. So I guess he does Destroyer. There. Destroyer here. Do we snap this guy? I feel like we've wrapped this one up. Spectrum or Destroyer. I think it's Destroyer because he's playing this, but I think he's going to play Destroyer here. 16 goes to 28. We got him handled. I want to see it play out, so I'm not going to snap. I'm not going to snap on this Destroyer, but... Look at this. Guardians of the Galaxy. Maybe beating a Destroyer deck, I think. Give me a Destroyer. Oh, yeah. And Destroyer's 15 now. That's right. That's right. So... I mean, we could have made lots of different plays. If we were certain that it was going to be a Destroyer, could have played in here. Could have done lots of different things. I just wanted to get Gamora as big as possible. All right, jumping into the second one. We lose our Storm. They lose our Lizard. No, they lose their Lizard. We lose our Storm. So, a bit of a shame on this one. I prefer holding Rocket. I would have got rewarded, though, because I would have played into Sokovia. But that's okay. So, we can get some value here. We got... we don't get media value, but we're going to be going in here anyways, so... Groot. Groot would be a good draw here. Let's see if we can get Groot. Don't get Groot, but we do get Adam Warlock, which could be absolutely nasty. Let's just go ahead and do this. Alright, so we get some really good Adam Warlock value here. Alright, so we get some really good Adam Warlock value here. We could Drax. We could Captain America. Both have pretty good value. Just thinking about winning another location. I like the Drax here, actually. I like the Drax. We're just going to keep drawing. Like, this is great for Adam Warlock for sure. And we get the proc beforehand. This is just too good. This is just too good. So I think we can start going after some other locations. Do we want to... We can Gamora here. Gamora and then these two on 6 is a decent play. Captain America can go here. I'm going to need the Captain America here, potentially. Let's go for the Gamora. I think if he switches... No, he doesn't switch. That's okay. It's okay. Oh, that's cheeky. That's very cheeky. Okay, so what do we got here? We've got Thor, Captain America, adding some power. We can Odin on the last turn. Well, I think Groot's actually better in that case then. We go Groot, Captain America. And then we can go like Mantis. Is this a skipper? Is this a She-Hulk? No, doesn't look like it. I was thinking it could have been a She-Hulk Infinite, but oh, he's got his own Gamora. Very nice. Love to see that. So we're gonna have to just go down the fact that he's not gonna beat us in middle, and that our Odin beats an Odin here, which is good. So I don't know. We'll see. Snapping. Could he potentially beat us in middle? Shang-Chi does nothing. Shang-Chi does nothing. So he has Drax. Okay. Mysterio. Drax Mysterio. Okay. Now we beat Drax Mysterio. We could have snapped back there. I did feel pretty confident there. Definitely going to beat a Drax Mysterio though. Look at all these on reveals. Groot beats Drax easily. Very nice. Very nice. He had some decent power on the final turn for sure, but... Get the win out. Grand Central. Straight off the rip. Sounds pretty good. It's kind of fine for us, I think. We don't have a turn 2 play, so I might hold on to Rocket. Would have got rewarded. Would have got rewarded with playing Rocket, but that's okay. Sometimes those they work out like that, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and get Rocket out here. Alright, so we got a bit of value on Rocket here, which is nice. So what we can do is actually storm this location because of Angela. Okay, we're not going to be able to do that. It's a car. Reality Stone flips to Mojo World, and then we flip that to Flooded. That's an interesting one for sure. I think Groot's our best play here. He's gonna pick up he's gonna pick up his cards. Now, this is an interesting version of a Thanos deck for sure. Definitely interesting. So we're gonna have to do this in Captain America. We might have needed to play in here. These locations were kind of awkward. Okay, so we probably did need to play in them. Dark Dimension. Flips it again, and then the card doesn't flip. So that's an interesting one for sure. So we can play Drax here. Try and get some value out of Drax, I guess. If we hit with Drax here, I think we have a decent shot. Okay. I'm gonna pull something. Koye. His deck is really interesting for sure. Pull Gamora. You lose that rocket. Kinda sucks. Okay, so I'd say that lane is locked down now. And I don't know what this card is. But 5. This can go to 5. This is our most power, so I think we just go down this route. We'll try. We'll do our best here. And we ended up getting the retreat. So there's tons of location RNG that game. Definitely worked out with us getting the Gamora. Killmonger was kind of neither here nor there. It was a little bit bad for us, but yeah, we kind of navigated our way through that one. Interesting one for sure. All right, straight off, we get Triskelion and we get Agatha off Triskelion. So that's not what you want to see. And with our deck, we're gonna have to play it out with Agatha. We're just gonna have to see what happens here. We just have to see what happens. Well, can only play one card.
Avengers! Assemble.
Okay, Invisible Woman. Into Brood. Invisible Woman into Brood. Okay, so we got the Drax. Drax being played into Oscorp is definitely not... Especially with Brood there already. I'm guessing this is a Cerebro 2 deck, maybe? I'm actually not too sure. Could be a Cerebro 3 deck. Okay, so it's not a Cerebro 3 deck. M'Baku. I've never seen someone play M'Baku before. It's probably a reason, huh? Okay, so we get some nice Drax value there from Agatha. Let's see. Ronan just whipped out into the right lane, as if we haven't already won that lane. But, yeah, sure. Okay, so Agatha is just going to YOLO herself out into a lane here. Let's hope it's mid lane. Okay, we'll see. Maybe we get the Agatha win. And we didn't even... All we did was press end turn this whole game. Is there a way we get this win? There might be. You have 31 power in Oscorp. I mean, a Shang-Chi there is brutal in Oscorp. We'll see. We get the retreat. Wow. All I did was press end turn. Very nice, very nice. All right, jumping in here, Shadowland. Okay, Shadowland. Probably not the best for us, but you can make it work. Big House is an interesting one. So we can add Adam Warlock for energy efficiency. We don't get anything from that, though. We potentially could do these two next turn. So I'm going to play Adam Warlock, and we'll see here. That's not the ideal way to play Adam Warlock in any way, shape, or form. It doesn't really benefit us in any way, does Quake? Doesn't. I mean... No, that's overkill. We're going to do... Potentially could... I mean, the locations moving doesn't really mean that much to us, I guess. Potentially doing it later might. Get 4 power this way. We could do Storm. We don't have great follow-up for Storm. I'm going to go for it. It just felt like the right play. Okay. It actually ended up being a fantastic play. Because we're going to give him very little value on his Lockjaw. We do get Drax, so... Let's see. Hopefully he doesn't high roll here. He's got the knack here. He's going to roll into Blade. And he discards his Shang-Chi. Okay, so we end up... We're going to be really solid here. We're setting ourselves up for some really good plays. Look at this. We're going to get constant Adam Warlock value. Very cheeky. If you go Gamora into Odin, he has no Shang-Chi. I think we just win this, right? We might just win this one out. Wong. Okay, so he's playing a card in there. This might be White Tiger, though. We have to be aware of that. So we do kind of need to split the difference here. So what I think we can do is we do this. Just add 6. He's only gonna play cards here, right? So if it's a White Tiger, we kind of lose middle. One White Tiger middle, we lose middle. How do we win this lane though? So -5. So add 7, 8, 9. We win this. We win to White Tiger with that. Got to assume that we've already won this, I think. Unless it's Black Panther. How do we beat a Black Panther? Maybe we do this. It's 1 less power, but we... Do we even beat a Black Panther with this? 16. No, we don't. I don't think there's any way for us to beat a Black Panther. So ended up playing a card there. Is this White Tiger and something? Ooh, the Gambit could be... Okay, it kills Adam Warlock. That's a perfect card. And... Is this Dracula over there? Oh, we hang on. It's not Dracula. So end up actually winning all 3 locations with that one. There's a little bit of Gambit craziness at the moment. He low rolled there a couple of times. I didn't see any of his top end there at all. But yeah, we got out the win. Triple location. All right, that's it. That's our Guardians of the Galaxy deck. We had so much fun recording this video for sure. This is one of my go-to decks, actually, when I want to have a bit of fun in the game, or I'm looking to just complete some missions, or if I'm actually just trying to play and chill with stream or Twitch chat or YouTube chat. This is one of my go-tos. I love this deck. It's becoming one of my favorite decks in the game because it's something you can kind of play very easily, but also can be quite successful for sure. Let me know if you like this type of video, if you like the more fun decks or the themed decks. Also, if you have a themed deck you're thinking of, let me know in the comments and I'll try and build a video around it. We'll see how we go. Hey, we'd love to have you subscribe to the channel and like the video. It really does help us out for sure. That's going to wrap us up for this one, but until the next one, I'll see you then.